hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Check this out, fam. So, I know where I want to start this conversation at. I'm not sure where it's going to be the most entertaining, but I know where I want to start this out at. So, for since this trial started, since day one, the defense has been upset because there was a witness that wasn't transferred over to them. Quick, just so we can understand what I'm trying to say. There was a specific witness that called into the police or got called by the police. However the contact happened, there was a specific witness that the police had contact with. And while the police had contact with this specific witness, they didn't then transfer that information over so that the defense team, the prosecution, the police had information on the witness. They didn't transfer the information over appropriately, so the defense team was never able to speak with the witness. The defense team wasn't able to interrogate the witness. Whatever they wanted to do with the witness, the defense team wasn't able to do it. Since day one of this trial, the defense has been complaining about this. I want this to be clear. Since day one of this trial, the defense has been, and rightfully so, just so we can be clear, if there is a witness that calls in, speaks to the police, and they're saying that there is evidence that might exonerate a defendant, 100% the defense should know who this witness is. They should be able to, or at least the information for said witness should have been collected. We'll get to that in a second. They found the witness, y'all. Now I'm about to say something you might not expect. Oh shoot, something's going on over here. I think something's going on. I think the police is about to roll down on somebody. Now, I know it's illegal to actually smoke inside of parks, right? So for any time somebody's smoking in a park, you can get picked up by the police. I think the police is walking over to someone right now. There's a situation going on. We're going to hang back while I talk my crap on this mess. There's a situation going on over here currently. Somebody might be in distress. I'm not 100% sure. All right, this person might just need some help. They might just need some assistance. I think the police is trying to give him some assistance. They might just need some assistance. All right, that's it. It looks like they might need some assistance. They might need some help. They walked straight over there, so I think somebody called the police. Like, hey, this guy needs some help. He needs some assistance. You're a chick. I mean, I can't tell from this distance what the person is. With that being said, you don't never know anyway. They might recognize it's a damn caravan for all I know. There you go. He called me a sir. My pronouns is caravan. You don't never know what's going on nowadays. In any regard, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. In any regard. So this witness has finally been identified. The information for the witness has been given to the defense team. So now the defense team, I guess, could talk to the witness about whatever's going on. But there was a couple of things that was said in court about said witness. I want to be clear on that also. The first thing is this. Apparently, Vasquez, that was the detective that took the stand today. He was the lead detective. Apparently, he's never actually spoken with the witness, I believe that they were saying. So, a lot of stuff. So, he's never actually spoken with the witness. I just want to be clear about that. Why is this important? So, that means that the information that this witness had wasn't being used at all and able to find whoever the alleged shooter was, right? Whoever the shooter is, right? Also, they asked the detective, when did they first, get a suspect or whatever the case is. So they got their suspect, Shaquem Parker, if you listen to what the detective was basically trying to say, they went multiple days without a suspect. Like, they had multiple days where they had zero suspects, where they had no one that they thought might have did that. Now, why is this important? Because then when did all of these other witnesses come? I just want to go off of something. I just want to remind y'all about something that the prosecution said. The prosecution said that there were multiple witnesses that pointed Shaquem Parker out, but none of them wanted to testify. So then why did it take y'all all of those days in order to be able to have a suspect? That's my question. I'm not saying why did y'all take all of those days in order to be able to prove that, but to have a suspect, why did it take so long? I'm curious about this. Also, there was a part where the defense was questioning the detective, and I thought she missed a perfect opportunity. She was trying to get the detective to say a thing. I thought I figured out a way that she could have asked around the question. She ended up giving the question up. In all due respect, she ended up just saying, "Fuck it, we just gonna move on," and kept it pushing. But basically, they finally have the information for the young lady. They passed it, and I'm gonna assume the judge made that happen, just so we can be clear. I'm not saying that I think that the prosecution is on some cheating shit. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that anybody's being lazy. I'm not saying that the detectives is doing no widow shit. But I'm saying I think it was the judge that pushed for, y'all better find this woman, because y'all still haven't made sense about how y'all have this particular person as a suspect. It seems a lot like y'all don't really have a reason, or y'all haven't been, that's a nice ass. Y'all haven't had a reason to explain why Shaquem Parker is the actual suspect. But I do find something else interesting I want to tell y'all about. So they talked about there was somebody was like, the guy's between 5'9", 5'7", or some shit like that, right? So the detective said he doesn't even know where he got that information from. Like, he just made that shit up out of thin air or some shit. So I don't even know how that works. The detective basically said that he doesn't even know where the description came from, because he never spoke to the girl. So he don't know. So she didn't give him no description. So he don't know where the description came from. He don't know who told him the description. He don't know why he got the description. He don't know if he got the description because a witness gave it to him. He don't know if he got a description because he was looking at video. He don't have the slightest idea. See, now this is the issue and this is the problem, what I'm trying to explain. Part of what the defense is basically saying is that they just decided to come after my client. They don't have any real reason to come after my client. They just decided to come after my client, and then they decided to only look at evidence that would make my client look guilty. So this is what the defense is saying. A lot of defenses say this, by the way. This is not some kind of new thing that somebody just thought up out of the clear blue. This is something that many defenses use. They're just going after my client. They didn't even make an attempt to go look for anybody else. Now, we don't know if none of that is true. I'm just saying this is what the defense says, because there's going to be somebody that's going to say, people do the defense, that people use that as a defense all the time. Yes, there is no defense that hasn't already been used before that we don't know about. Niggas say the stupidest shit. They be thinking it's smart. Like, what are you going to do? People be saying the stupidest shit. They be thinking it's smart. What are you gonna do? You can't even say nothing back to them. They're gonna think it's smart, but they be the stupidest shit. I gotta be careful. This is one juror that comes and tries to sit by us a lot when we're doing this. That's why I try to move out of the area over here. But if I try to move out of the area over here, then the weirdos is gonna start sending assholes to come fuck with me. I just don't want to deal with it. Shout out to Lil B since 1983, since top of the morning. Shout out to Oakland. You already know what it is. Shout out to the Bay. So I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I should just bring my book out. I should just pop my book out, right? We can look through some of the things that it say on here. So, but I do want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I don't think the defense wanted them to find no damn witness. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to try to talk lower. I don't think the defense wanted them to find the damn witness. I don't think they wanted them to find the witness. Because remember, there's no way that you can ascertain whether this witness knows anything. There's no way for us to ascertain whether the witness is telling the truth. None of this can be ascertained. Also, apparently, and I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what it sounded like they said in court. Apparently, the description that was given doesn't match Shaquem Parker, but it does match your man, his brother, Danny Parker, allegedly. That's what it sounded like they said in court. Can't really hear it. They really need to fix that mics. The mics is just terrible. So it sounds like they were saying, and I want to be clear about this. It sounds like they were saying that the description actually matches Shaquem Parker. Why is this interesting? Because there's people that are saying that Shaquem Parker is the snitch. I mean, that's saying that Danny Parker is the snitch. So the alleged description doesn't match Shaquem Parker. The alleged description, this is what the damn detective said, matches Danny Parker. And remember, there's people that saying Danny Parker's the snitch. So I don't know which way any of this is going at this point. If anybody want to ask me, do I think the dude is gonna? I haven't seen. We know it's innocent before proven guilty, right? We know that that's what it's supposed to be, right? Let's not act like that's not what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. But right now, I am not gonna lie to you. I do not think it looks really promising for Shaquem Parker. I just don't think it looks promising. I just don't. The video evidence alone, allegedly, they tracked Shaquem Parker from home before he went to the situation and tracked him after the situation was over, allegedly. They show video of the actual shooting in court today that they're trying to say is Shaquem Parker. Now, I guess the worst part of this is, for Shaquem, is that even though the video was like all the way down the block, like I was trying to tell y'all before, and it wasn't really clear, it looked like a short dude. Shaquem was about 5'5". It looked like a short dude. And then, allegedly, and this is where I think you get in trouble. I'm going to tell you about an interaction that happened between the defense and the witness, Detective Vasquez. This is where you get in trouble at, right? So the actual video that they show in court of the shooting, you can see the gun discharging and everything, right? The actual video of the shooting, you can't really see who's on the video. So the defense was like, can you tell who that is? Can you tell who that is? Can you tell who that is, right? That's what the defense was saying. Obviously, you can't really tell who it is, right? You can't. So the defense said, looking at this video, basically, can you, using facial recognition and all that other stuff, can you tell if that's Shaquem Parker or not? Well, obviously you can't. So the defense says, is this the only video of the actual shooting? right? Which it is. There's no other video that shows the actual gun being discharged. But this is how you get caught up. They have videos that don't show the gun being discharged, but shows that particular person walking to the area, then being just off camera when the gun is discharged. They haven't shown that in court, but that's what the detective was alluding to. What up, John Cooley? Salute. What's up, my brother? You gonna buy us some coffee this afternoon? We use some coffee, fam. What's good? Get some coffee. I get a little bit more woke. Woke in the good way, not woke in the Democrat way. That's the bad woke. That's the terrible woke. Damn Democrats. Pardon me. Yes, also hit that like button. That's a terrible woke. Damn Democrats. So they're trying to talk about evidence, which you're gonna do. They're trying to talk about evidence while leaving parts of the evidence out. It's hard for me to explain this. So, if I'm not gonna lie to you, so I'm gonna assume the other video was in evidence. What up, SC? The prosecution could have hit them dead over the head, but they didn't. I'm gonna tell you what I would have did if I was the prosecution. As soon as they would have made all of those comments, like, this is the only video that shows the shooting, yada yada, this and this and that. As soon as the defense was over, I would have immediately went to my redirect, and I would have brought up the other video that shows the thing that I just told y'all about. I would have immediately brought up the other video that shows, if this is a thing that they have, that shows the alleged suspect walking to where this video implies that the shooter would be. I would have immediately showed that. If they have that, if that's something that's acquirable. You wouldn't want me to be an attorney, fam. I mean, if I was for you, you would want me to be an attorney. If I was against you, you wouldn't want me to be an attorney, fam. I promise you. If I was for you, you'd be like, yeah. If I was against you, fam, you're going to be like, I hate this nigga. In any regard, let me bring my book out. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I hope I can remember the part. I hope I can remember the part. I'm trying to remember the part where I think it was the defense. They were saying something, and the whole entire time I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I mean, I do, but I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna go where we're at. So apparently, they located the witness. The defense had requested. They gave them. Oh shit! So apparently, they located. I forgot that was in my pocket. I was just talking. Torres says, "Great point. If they wait to show it so that the defense can keep lying about him not being there and then drop the other video, it may be harder for him to make any sense after. He would lose his defense." Explain that. I don't know what you mean. If they wait to show the video, no, I wasn't saying that The defense should show that video. I was saying the prosecution on redirect should have showed the video. And then that would have, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure what you think I'm saying, just so we can be clear. What up, Sha? Yeah, I'm not sure what you think I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. In any regard. The jury entered about 11:38. We started late today, like I told you. There is a hard drive. It's exhibit number 99. They just needed the hard drive to be admitted. I just mean if the prosecution group waits, it will make them look bad in the end. It'll make who the yeah. I'm assuming you're just saying they should do it when they get the most impact. Makes sense. There's more than one way to do the same thing, man. Makes sense. So Vasquez gets on the stand. He's been an NYPD officer for 20 years. Yada yada, a whole bunch of accolades, a whole bunch of other things. He's been a detective since 2011. He was the lead investigator here. That's basically means that he coordinates all of the other individuals, all of the other people, detectives on the case. I'm just trying to go to the pertinent stuff, not just the stuff that I write, so I can make sure that when I'm doing whatever I'm going to do with it later, I'm on point. Just the pertinent stuff. Oh, there's a ton of hard drives, by the way. There's also like a ton of hard drives. Once again, you guys is out here committing crimes. You got your phone on you. You probably got 2 phones. Everything y'all searching on Google, they had this dude's whole Google search. Apparently, he had been freaking searching out Alpo and a whole bunch of other shit leading up to the event or something like that. So they got all of your searches. They know everything that you're doing. They know everything that you're trying to do, just so we can be clear. So they had like a shitload of hard drives. A shitload. Every day they putting like 3 and 4 hard drives up there. Like, how many damn phones is there, fam? But some of these hard drives, just so we could be clear, are in phones, and some of these hard drives are video. You know, video cameras from stores and buildings and whatnot. He said that when he first got there, he did not know who Alpo was, the detective. He thought that he was Abraham Rodriguez. That's the name that was on his license. So when he initially got there, he thought he was Abraham. He thought he was, hold on. When he initially got there, he thought he was Abraham Rodriguez. He did not know he was Alpo. He didn't find this out until later. He said that he received Alpo's pass from other agencies. He contacted other agencies, not just federal agencies, but he also contacted the NCOs and the FIOs of the police precincts out there in Harlem. Basically, those are the people that work with the confidential informants and work with people that try to give tips and shit like that. So he said he contacted all of them. He said that as detectives, they even worked on their days off. So they was really trying to solve this case. Then they had some photos of the vehicle. Basically, as we all know, they take photos of the crime scene. The vehicle, they actually had the photos. You had the bullets and everything, you know, that was laying on the ground. Not the shells, the bullets that was laying on the ground. Everybody was asking about the bullets that shot him. I guess a lot of the bullets just went through. Right? It was throwing throughs, I guess, because there was 2 bullets found inside of the vehicle. Also, they could have just missed them. Those could have been the 2 that missed them, right? In any regard. One of these videos, the video that shows the actual shooting, the timestamp was off by 34 minutes. What up, Lady Mahogany? How you doing? The timestamp was off by 84 minutes. I'm not sure. I mean, 35 minutes. I'm not sure how that's going to help the defense or if that will help the defense. But the timestamp is supposed to be off by 35 minutes. In the video, you can see the muzzle flashes. They actually showed the video. Like I said before, I mean, you can't really look at that video and then ascertain who did the shooting. We're not going to pretend like that's a thing. But you do see a figure coming across the street. Then he makes a sharp, I guess that's a right. And then you see, I couldn't see it, but people said they saw the muzzle flashes and whatnot. I couldn't see it. So I'm not going to say it wasn't there. Probably I just couldn't see it from my vantage point. So they say that you can see the muzzle flashes and whatnot. And also, and this is the first time I'm hearing this, I don't believe I heard this previously. They had a person that got out of the passenger side car, the passenger side of the car. You look familiar. They had a person that got out of the passenger side of the car when the shots started going out. So allegedly there was somebody in the vehicle. It was a female allegedly in the vehicle with Alpo. I mean, you can't really have expected that person to necessarily see the shooter, but I would like to know, they couldn't find her, just so we could be clear. They did not find her. Couple of more exhibits that was just photos. Hold on one second. Just want to make sure I tell y'all all of this. Let's get to what the defense said. Yeah, they wasn't able to identify the lady that was in the car. That didn't work out. They got a search warrant for Google accounts that belonged to Shaquem Parker and a lady or some shit. But hold on. Nairobi Ray. Not a lady. Nairobi Ray. I don't know. I always know Nairobi to be like a female's name. This is not me shooting at you, fam. But a Nairobi Ray, I think that's what they said the name was. That individual also had their Google account searched. So the defense, then they put Alpo's phone into. Then they put Alpo's phone into evidence. At that point, that's exhibit 106, Alpo's phone. All right, so the cross-examine goes like this real quick. We just kind of shoot through it. So Vasquez is the detective that's on the stand. That's the lead detective. He says not one case. This is not his first case being a lead detective, apparently. He says that so she asked him about the detective guide. I found this interesting. So there's a detective guide that all detectives are supposed to get upon them coming in a detective. Apparently, this guy hasn't seen a detective guide ever, and the last he even heard about detective guides was like in 2011. So apparently, people are becoming detectives in New York City, and there's a whole guide that they're not getting. So I don't know how this works, because I'm gonna assume that updating any kind of guide is important. So I would assume that if you had a detective guide from 1980, it should look different from a detective guide from 2000. Why am I saying all of this? Because how in the hell do you got a detective that doesn't even know what a detective guide looks like? I mean, what in the hell, fam? I thought that was a good point. I thought that was a really, really good point that the defense made. You know, y'all guys don't even reading y'all detective guides. It's kind of crazy. He said he never saw one before. He didn't even know what you was talking about. This nigga he been in the NYPD for 20 years. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I thought that was kind of crazy. He said that he took notes in a small spiral. Wait, let me make sure I read everything. So yeah, I did. So he took notes in his small spiral notebook, about 18 to 19 pages. He said he refreshed himself before he came into court. He also reviewed the DD files from all of the detectives. Remember, that's the information that the detectives put down to share with everybody else on the case, so everybody know what's going on. He said it was a different detective that actually contacted the FBI. It wasn't him. The detective that contacted the FBI isn't with the police anymore. They retired. This detective actually was still active in the police force when Alpo was in his heyday. So what happened was, when Alpo passed away, this is like one of the dudes that was like, you know, running the beat, or a detective, or whatever the fuck he was doing in the NYPD back then when Alpo was getting busy. So obviously this was like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, they killed Alpo. He contacted his contacts, or called his contacts at the FBI at that point, I'm assuming. This is where she fucked up. I'm gonna tell you right now where the defense fucked up. Right fucking now. Glad I wrote notes. Fucked up. Not fucked up bad, but missed the opportunity. Is that a way to put it? Okay, so didn't fuck up, but missed the opportunity. That's a better way to put it. Didn't fuck up. Just missed an opportunity. So the defense this whole entire time has been trying to tell the jury that Alpo was a drug dealer, and that basically, since he was a drug dealer, he had beef in the street. There's people that didn't like him. Also, since he was a drug dealer, there's a good chance that he was now getting back into the drug dealing life. And because he was getting back into the drug dealing life, basically that's probably why he got killed, right? So boom, that sounds like a solid place to try to go. It sounds like if you're the prosecution, you're gonna object your ass off as many times as you can to make sure that that information isn't put out. Correct? Why did they kept trying to get to the question of, you know, was Alpo known to be a drug dealer? There kept being objections made by the prosecution, as there should have been, because that's how do you call it? That's fucking prejudicial. So they were getting a lot of objections because it's prejudicial. And then the dude admitted at one point or another, more than once, that he saw the movies, that there's been movies made about Alpo, and he saw them. I have no idea, and I know that there was already objections that were sustained, but I have no idea why at that point that he admitted to seeing these movies about Alpo, why the defense didn't ask what kind of crimes were he being accused of committing in these documentaries about his life. I have no idea why they didn't lean into that. I would have immediately, because look, he opened up the window talking about the damn movies, right? He said the movies. The defense didn't bring up no damn movies. The defense didn't mention any movies. He mentioned the movies. So I don't see any reason why in the world the judge would have allowed for them to sustain an objection, why the judge would have sustained an objection for a subject matter that a witness brought up without any provocation. She didn't ask him about no damn movies. She didn't say, yo, have you seen any movies about whoever the hell? No. He just offered that information all his damn self. I'm sitting there in the freaking pew and I lean up. I'm thinking to myself right now, you got them bastards. Not that anybody's bastards in this case. This is just me saying, you know, we got to move our pieces. You understand? Like whatever side you're on, I want everybody to be competent doing what they're supposed to be doing. If the person gets convicted, let them get convicted with the best defense possible. And if the person gets exonerated, let them get exonerated with the best defense and prosecution possible. We don't want weirdo shit happening. You understand what I'm saying? So he brought up that he saw these movies himself without any provocation at all. No provocation. And the defense, and this was to the defense, by the way, and the defense just let it go. I would have leaned so heavy into that. They would have had to win another objection. And then 9 times out of 10, the judge would have wanted it, was about to hit you. 9 times out of 10, the judge would have wanted another sidebar, and I would have, nice. The judge would have wanted another sidebar, and I would have went right over to the sidebar, and I would have pointed out this information, which that witness, without any provocation from our side, started brought up. So now we want to explore their knowledge of this thing that they just said on the stand. We want to explore it. You have that right as an attorney. For everybody that don't know, you have that right. So I don't know if they was just so focused on something else. That could have been it. They were just so focused on, you know, making their rounds, you know, checking their boxes. But I just thought they missed a perfect opportunity, you know, the perfect opportunity, because they want to bring in that this dude has been a drug dealer, because they basically want to say he was out there dealing drugs. It was also pointed out that there was no drugs found in the car. That's one of the things the detective said. They found no drugs in the car. They found no money in the car. Bless you. They found no drugs in the car. Pardon me. I'm so sorry. They found no drugs in the car. They found no money in the car. They found no weapons in the car. They found nothing in the car. You understand? So this whole entire trial, they've been trying to get as much stuff in as possible that this dude was a drug dealer and he was violent and he was dangerous. And now they had the biggest opportunity that I've seen to get information in, and they just whiffed it. They swung at a damn changeup. Swung right through it. I don't know what to tell you. It wasn't even a good changeup. It was like right down the middle. It wasn't even a good changeup. Torres says, wow, damn, I'm sitting there in the stand. I'm sitting there in the pew. I'm like, what in the hell? I look around. I'm like, does anybody else notice this? I try to tell you, fam. Every trial we've been to, this be the type of shit. This be the shit, fam. This be the shit. Now, he's not on the stand no more. He's off the stand. This be the shit. Anyway, let me keep moving. This be the shit, man. This be the stuff right here. Little tiny details like that. Once again, I'm not trying to get nobody exonerated, and I'm also not trying to get nobody locked up. Whenever something interesting happens from one side or on the other side, we discuss it. Later on today, we might be discussing something extremely interesting that the prosecution did, you know, good or bad. So this isn't we're not trying to exonerate anybody. We're also not trying to put nobody in jail. We're just trying to have a discussion about what's happening in court. That's it. That's all we're doing over here. If anybody is saying we're trying to do anything else other than that, they lying to you. I promise you. Anyway, keep going. They keep asking about these DD5s and when you can actually amend them. So I don't know why that's important right now, but they keep asking about these DD5s. They keep asking about these DD5s, and when you can, they can't amend them, change what's in them. I'm not 100% sure why. I guess we'll find out at some point. I guess we'll find out at some point. I don't know. In any regard, yeah, dude literally says Alpo has a lot of movies. Why in the hell wouldn't they ask him about his character in the damn movies? I have no idea. And also slip the word documentary in there, documentation or something, so people could know this is not imaginary. This is like real. Slip that in. I don't get it. Whatever. Missed a good opportunity. Maybe the judge already said something in one of the sidebars, and I just don't know about it. Maybe that's what happened, right? What the fuck do I know? But like I said, if the witness is on the stand and the witness on the stand brings something up, you can then ask the witness about the thing that the witness brought up. You can then start discussing that. This is the way court works, man. That's why one of the things that they do, you know, when your testimony might be a little shaky, one of the things they do when your testimony might be a little shaky is they don't want you to talk a lot. When you answering questions, they want you to be quick and to the point, because any old extra thing might help the other side in any regard. And then he called Alpo the mayor of Harlem on top of that. The same guy, fam. That's what look, I'm just trying to explain to you how much more, how much I think they should have asked him. Anyway, the Alpo was the mayor of Harlem. And when he said that shit, he said it with pride. Like, he said it like he knew who Alpo was, fam. He didn't say it like how he's been acting. Because he's been acting like, oh, I had no idea who Alpo was. And then I had all of these other detectives had to tell me. There was no way, I don't know. That's how he was saying it. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I had no idea. But then when he called Alpo the mayor of Harlem, big smile on his face. He was cheesing. This was a moment of pride for him. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, that's the type of shit you got to key in on and shit. In any regard. Yeah. They said that they searched, this is the defense talking now. They searched Shaquem Parker's phone for any evidence leading about, like, to this particular situation. They said everything yielded negative results, meaning I'm guessing when they went through his phone trying to look for certain information that might be key to this particular crime, they said it yielded negative results. I think they said that about Danny Parker's phone also. I'm not 100% sure, but they said it yielded negative results. I believe they said no search warrant was issued for Shaquem Parker's home or his girlfriend's home. Then she brought up Shaquem Parker from Harlem. She was trying to go somewhere with that, but they shut her down. But basically, people in Harlem are interested in Alpo. I think where they was trying to go is that Alpo might have a lot of people that's from Harlem that, you know, might not like him. But I'm going to say this much. When Alpo started pulling back up in Harlem, he's receiving so much love. There was people that were saying, you know, he needs to get out of the street. Somebody gonna run up on him and something is gonna happen because he snitched. But when Alpo first pulled up in Harlem, he was receiving a lot of love. And I'm gonna say this much. We don't know what's gonna happen with this particular trial. We have no idea what's gonna happen with this particular trial. But I need y'all to understand, when when somebody who is a confident, an informant gets killed, I promise you, not only the NYPD wants this solved, the marshals, everybody that's involved with securing witnesses, they want this solved. So you know how I keep telling you, I think these dudes got evidence that they're not telling us about. There's really no telling how many agencies probably helped them with this particular case. There's no telling. And there's also no telling what information they have that they really can't even explain having. There's no telling. Let me walk around. Let me walk this way a little bit further. Anyway. So they found the eyewitness, the girl from the call. They found her information. The girl from the car, they found her information. That information has been given to the defense team. So now the defense team has this witness. I think this is going to be real bad for them if they don't call her. Like if they have this witness and they can't call her, I think this is going to be bad for the defense. This is state. I think this is going to be bad for the defense if they have this witness and they can't call her for whatever the reason might be. I think it's going to be bad for the defense. Because, and the reason why I'm saying this is because they made such a big deal about how the police was allegedly hiding this witness, how the police had a witness that they didn't hand over, how police mismanaged the witness. Remember, they're trying to say that there was a Brady violation behind this. We're going to step into the shade some. Remember, they were trying to say that there's a Brady violation behind this, right? Not just an evidence violation, but also a Brady violation. So they're trying to say that there's a Brady violation associated with this, right? And a Brady violation is basically when there's a witness that you don't share with the other side. Like, you know, that's basically what a Brady violation is. Y'all know about a witness. Y'all spoke to the witness. Y'all got information from the witness. This information that y'all got from this witness, y'all didn't let our side know about. So that's supposed to be one, in the discovery, and two, now we can't use the witness because we can't whatever with the witness. So that's a Brady violation. So in order for them to get from under the Brady violation, that might be why they made sure that the witness was, now that the defense has the witness. But if the defense can't use the witness, I think that's going to be harmful for them. I think that's going to be harmful. T-Moto says, so Alpo was in the federal witness protection program. Shouldn't this be federal? Well, the crime that was committed was a state case. It wasn't a federal crime. I guess it would be federal if somebody else killed them and it came from a different state. Maybe. I don't know. Or if they had, or if somebody else was on trial for killing them. Let me say, we don't know who killed Alpo. We just know that this person right here might or might not be, I'm not sure if he opted out right before he got killed or not, but they might have said that he opted out right before he got killed. I do think that the defense was on something specific that I think was important, and that was they're always supposed to take down the names and the numbers of all witnesses. So there is no scenario where the police have a witness that they deem any kind of credibility to, or basically at all, and they don't take their name and their number. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, I believe that they didn't believe that this was a credible witness. That's what I think happened. I don't think that the police, damn, that light is right in your eyes, right? I'm gonna step into the shade. I don't believe that they thought that this was a credible witness. I think that that's actually what happened. I don't think they were trying to hide the witness as much as I don't think that they thought it was a credible witness. And since it wasn't a credible witness, you know, that wasn't something that they was, of paramount importance to them or whatever the case is. So that's what I think happened. And I'm not saying the witness wasn't credible, just so we could be clear. I'm not saying that at all. The witness could be the most credible witness that ever witnessed. I'm just saying I don't think the police deemed them as a credible witness. They call into the station. They say that they want to help, but also don't want to give no name, leave no name, no number, no nothing, yada, yada, this and this and that. But the police officer also can't say they didn't leave no name and no number because the police officers are the ones that actually called them back. So this is a big thing going on. This is obviously some kind of subterfuge and some kind of weirdo shit happening on one side or the other. In any regard. Also, they said that a description was given, but the description was for Danny Parker, not Shaquem Parker. Also, just so we could be clear, I stopped talking because the sirens was there. But when you just see people just doing bad driving, and sometimes you just gotta look. Like, what in the hell? This is a terrible driver. You better have a Tesla because you on the street. You just see people driving terribly. I'm like, what the fuck, fam? Stop being a bad driver. Sometimes I'm a snob. I'm good at a lot of things. I understand sometimes people can't just be a good driver. So I'm just joking around. In any regard. Also, they said that they didn't track anyone else's movements. Other than Shaquem and Danny for the night. And then they was like, why didn't you track anybody else? You didn't see any other, you didn't see any other people with, then they said the description, with a black sweater and black. And he was like, why would we track somebody who's not a suspect? He said, we just tracked the person from the shooting. We didn't just why would we basically look at random people walking through the street and say, oh, we're going to just follow this person on. So their reason for why they only track Danny and Shaquem is because they are saying that those were the only two that they were tracking people. I'm not saying that this is true. I'm saying that this is what they said. That they were tracking the person from the shooting backwards and then forwards. So why would they track anybody else? And that's what he said on the stand. And I think that absolutely hurt the defense. I think that hurt the defense. He said that, and you see the prosecutor was just like kind of smiling when he said that. All right? The prosecutor was just kind of smiling when he said that, like, that was funny. Like, you know, when you just see somebody fuck up. Right. I don't know who the witness is. The witness didn't want to give their names to the police. You think they just gave the names out in court? You think they finally got this witness's name that allegedly won an anonymity? And also, in addition to that, didn't want to give the name to the police allegedly? You think they just got the information, just gave it out in court, all willy-nilly? Think that's what happened? Any other questions?
I'll bring it to you. Before you. Take care.
I don't know if they're testifying. That's literally what I was just talking about 2 seconds ago. Literally what I was talking about 2 seconds ago. I don't know if they're testifying. I'm saying if they don't testify, that hurts the defense. Because the defense made such a big point about how this was a very, very important witness. All right. So the defense or trial have been making a point to bring up how the prosecution, the police, lost this very, very important witness. So now if they don't put this person on the stand, I think that hurts them. That's just me speaking. I could be wrong, but I think that hurts them. I think this is just the prosecution calling their bluff. That's it. Their bluff is being called right now. It's what you gonna do with it. Also, the police was looking into the heroin. They said looking into the heroin, it didn't do anything. What do you mean what the prosecution has? You're going to have to rewind then or be more specific. Just asking me open-ended questions. Like you just, I don't know what you're doing. But you need to be a little bit more specific. Sheesh, man. I have other Alpo videos if you need to watch those first to get caught up. That might help you. That might help you. I got other Alpo videos. You need to watch those to get caught up. Right now, the entirety of the evidence that the prosecution is saying that they have is video evidence. The actual shooting, and they're saying that they tracked the actual person that did the shooting from the shooting backwards to where they came from and forwards to where they went. That's the evidence. That's the majority of the evidence. Any other questions in here that are, oh shit, gotta go. I'm about to be late. Anyway, court's about to start right now. I gotta go. I can't even ask you if I got any more questions. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm definitely about to be late. We'll be back later. Especially if something happens after court, we're gonna be back later. Holla at y'all. Everybody have a blessed day. Go out there in the world, do something worth doing, stamp God's name on it. Let people know that you come in the name of God. I'm out.